This young, beautiful model married an old, rich tycoon. Their story ended tragically. Their wedding took place almost 30 years ago. The groom was 89, and the bride was 26. He was a wealthy tycoon, and she was a beautiful model. It was one of the most unlikely marriages in history. A wheelchair-bound old man and a stunning playboy blonde. However, they affirmed their love for one another. Something tragic occurred. But what caused this marriage to fail? Why was the girl's fate so tragic? Anna Nicole Smith rose to popularity as a Playboy model. She also had an appearance in ads. Seriously, was it impossible for this stunning woman to find a younger husband? She may have married for financial gain, which is the first thing that springs to mind. But wait till you hear the entire story. Anna Nicole Smith wasn't always famous. She grew up in a troubled home in Texas. Her mom had her when she was just 16, and her dad left soon after. Her real name was Vicki Lynn Hogan. She faced abuse from her stepdad and stepbrother and didn't feel loved or respected. Vicki Lynn had big dreams of living a glamorous life like Marilyn Monroe. At 17, she had to leave high school and got married, only to find out her husband wasn't ready for parenthood. With little education or money, she worked hard at a fast food job to support her family. Feeling financially strained, she moved to Houston and became a dancer in a club, despite it not aligning with her aspirations. To increase her earnings, she even underwent surgery. However, she still held on to hopes of finding love and achieving her dream, despite the challenges of her current environment. One day, a man came to the bar where Vicki Lynn worked. He wanted to help her, but he wasn't what she expected. He was an old man in a wheelchair, in his 80s. His name was J. Howard Marshall, was very rich from oil and other businesses. He was busy with work and had been married twice. But he had a weakness for young, pretty women, even though he was old. He had many mistresses and gave them expensive gifts. He thought he was great, even at his age. So, he started liking Vicki Lynn and came to see her dance every day. He offered her a lot of money to stop dancing and become a model instead. Vicki Lynn had never been treated so kindly before, so she was happy. She had spent her entire life being mistreated and used by men. Finally, she met someone who actually wanted to see her happy. She had a bigger chest and became a model thanks to this affluent sponsor. She also acquired the name Anna Nicole Smith. Her life has taken a dramatic turn since then. J. Howard Marshall gave her lavish gifts such as jewels, automobiles, and other goods. A modest Texas girl rose to prominence as a diva. The elderly businessman was so taken with this beauty that he proposed to her. She originally objected but then agreed. After all, this man changed her life in so many ways and did so much for her. As a result, she resolved to thank him and brighten his final days. In 1994, they got married. Anna Nicole Smith was 26 years old at the time, while her fiancé was 89. He could not stand due to his illness. The man in the wheelchair got married, but a lot of people thought the girl was only marrying him for his money. She said she really cared about him, even though they couldn't be romantic because he was too sick. Sadly, he passed away just 13 months after they got married. He was really old and sick, so it wasn't a big surprise. After he passed away, Anna found out she wasn't going to get any of his money because he didn't mention her in his will. She thought he promised her half of his $1.6 billion while he was alive. But his kids said something different. They went to court, and it took a long time for them to figure out who would get the money. Anna Nicole Smith fought really hard for her husband's money for a long time. But she never got any of it. The media made fun of her a lot. She stopped being in ads because she was only known for controversies. Despite all the bad things in the media, she wanted to start fresh. She fell in love again and got pregnant with her second child, a girl. She wanted to give her daughter a better life. But tragically, a few days after the baby was born, Anna's 20-year-old son unexpectedly passed away. She lost control because of her agony and began taking medicine again. However, barely 5 months after giving birth, she passed away as a result of her addiction. She was only 39 at the time. She lost her adult son during her lifetime. Furthermore, she was never around to see her daughter mature. She never felt satisfied with the money she received from the elderly millionaire. The girl had battled sadness her entire life and desired the most basic thing, to be loved. However, she eventually lost everything, and, like her idol Marilyn Monroe, her life was cut too short.